Okay. I'll talk to you afterward for that too, so we can go from there. So we may as well get started. Hey everybody, show and tell. It's the third Thursday, and this is the last show and tell of 2018. We made it. It's a terrible year, but this is the one thing we've got. Show and tell. So you are going to meet 3 people today. We have a roster of 3 members, or 2 members, and 1 person who is a friend of a member who will be coming to Indy Hall for the first time. And we're going to kick off. So I will let Vanessa do her thing.
Hello all. My name is Vanessa Gennarelli. My handle is Montadrella. I have been an Indy Hall member since 2010. Alex refers to me as the elder stateswoman of Indy Hall, and I let him. Today we're going to talk about the work of GitHub Education. At Indy Hall, people have come up to me and they've said, hey, how do I revert a commit? Can you help me? Or like, can you come speak to my developer-focused event? Or what does GitHub Education do? And as I redid this call deck, I was like, why don't we hit a bunch of birds with one stone, and I'll walk you through all the key activities that GitHub Education does. All right, so folks in the room, what is Git?
It's a version control system.
Version control system, distributed, allows you to take snapshots of your code. Great. What is GitHub?
A place where you put those things.
Someone who's not Pam.
Okay.
It is a place where you put those things.
Teacher's pet
It is
over
a
here.
platform to host your code and a workflow for collaboration. It is the home to 28 million developers. GitHub Education empowers students with the best training, tools, and support to meet the next generation of software development. Today I will walk you through what our mission is, what the products that we offer are, and also a place to get help if you would like to learn Git in the way that we teach things. Any questions so far? All right, great. So we have this program, GitHub Education, because students are special. They don't have access to resources, are usually broke. They really want to invest their time and energy in stuff that's going to pay off later. And they want to build a portfolio of their work that they can show employers. So very unique market segments. And we know this because we were student developers. This is the GitHub Education team. On your right, we've got Lika in the Netherlands. She learned through Rails Girls. She's retraining. Scott, who got his MLS in library science, and that's how he got into open source. Joe Nash, who runs our student programs. This is his face from the University of Nottingham several years ago. Jen Kay is also a career changer. She went through a training program at the University of Texas. Our fearless leader, John Britton, who some of you may know, he's been in the office a few times. And then me, when I had that haircut in graduate school at MIT, and I thought that haircut was great. I probably will think this haircut is great in 10 years. So, drawing from our experience as student developers, how do we help other student developers? And we use 2 strategies. We equip and we engage. We equip student developers with the best tools that they can use for the best real-world tools that they can use in industry later. And we engage students with the events and training that they need to succeed. And as a result of these initiatives, I am proud to say that we have helped over 1 million student developers. I think the number is around 1.3 million now. And we have about 18,500 schools using GitHub Education, including Temple, Penn, Drexel, and actually the school district of Philadelphia. Through our tools, we've distributed 2,000 coding assignments. So that's folks who are accepting their assignment and doing their work and actually learning with GitHub in the classroom. And you may ask, how do you accomplish all of these things, Vanessa? What does GitHub Education actually offer? And I'm so thrilled to tell you. The cornerstone of our program is called the Student Developer Pack. And the Student Developer Pack is the best developer tools on the market, and they're free for students. So that's Stripe, Namecheap, Heroku's a partner, and it's eligible to anyone who is 13 years old or older in a degree or certificate granting program. And that's really unique. That's worldwide. So anyone can get it. You just have to apply, say you're a student, and then you get $13,000 of free software. And the proof is in the pudding. Spencer Kaiser, he majored in marketing in college, And he decided to go back to school and become a developer later in his life. He goes to Southern Methodist University, gets his master's in computer science, learns with the student developer pack, and now leads teams at American Airlines and evaluates emerging technology. So it's a huge win for students, and it's a huge win for partners in the pack who want to get their tools in the hands of students who can learn early. So the other half, besides tools, besides equip, we engage. And a lot of times I hear from students, I'm really into R, or I'm really into AI, but I'm very lonely. I don't have a community around me. And we say, all right, let's change that. If you've never had a hackathon on your campus, we will give you $1,000 to kickstart that event. And you can even have more than one of those communities on campus. Say that you wanted to do some sort of like Par Ladies, and that's a different community, we would support that community as well. And through our partners at Major League Hacking, has anyone heard of Major League Hacking?
Yes.
Okay, what's Major League Hacking?
They have hacking groups all over different universities around the country.
Yeah, they're awesome. They help run this network of student hackathons, and they're in North America and Europe, and through our support with them, we're building this like massive global network of students learning in community. And part of that process involves training student leaders to be stewards of those communities. And Campus Experts is our program for student leaders to support their on-campus communities. And if that student looks around and says, how do I find my first 10? We ask them to complete a community assessment project where they look around on their community, on their campus and say, what does my campus need to be better? And then we equip them with the stuff to do just that, to fulfill those goals. So it allows us to reach a lot of communities that we wouldn't be able to serve otherwise, and with what those communities actually need. So I might be paying for pizza for the University of Washington, but I am paying for generator credits in Nigeria. So it's really important to give students what they need in the communities that they're actually serving. These are the Campus Experts in Mexico City. They are the Campus Experts program is really growing in areas where we're seeing a lot of developer growth in general. That would be Brazil and Mexico, and of course India and China. The Campus Experts in Mexico brought together 35 to 50 different communities to learn from each other. So now those folks have a body of knowledge that's, how do I talk to sponsors? How do I talk to the press? What do I do about a code of conduct violation? And now this network is helping all of those communities in Mexico level up. We do offer internships. That program kicks off in September. There are about 20 to 25 spots. It is more competitive than Harvard. However, we do hire most of those interns. I am very excited to say that I will have 2 interns this year. So if you know folks who are interested in interning, have them sign up for the student developer path, because then they'll be notified when the internships actually open. It's a big, like, Gito takes it very seriously. They have an entire branded program that they go through, and they get to speak to folks in engineering and product. So it's an amazing experience for the students who have the privilege of attending it. So you might say, that's all fine and good, Vanessa. What about teachers? And teachers are a very important segment to Gito education, because teachers need to feel a sense of mastery if they're going to teach something in the classroom. And so I noticed on my own listserv of teachers, 50% of them didn't use version control in the classroom. And I was like, what? You can literally subscribe to my mailing list, but you don't use this. And it turned out that they needed help. So I developed this program, Campus Advisors, to master Git and GitHub in the classroom. And the modules are Git Basics, which is really the internals, individual work, and then moving into network activity, group work, and our student programs. You can catch those at github.com/advisors. And I'm an instructional designer by training, so this training really plays into the kind of visual metaphors and playful approach to learning technology that I would consider my hallmark. These are a smattering of diagrams, and if that looks very appetizing to you and better than the way that you have tried to learn Git before, anyone can take this training. Only teachers can get certified, but all of my modules are up for anyone to consume. And they are all distributed via our teacher-facing tool called GitHub Classroom. And GitHub Classroom allows teachers to spin up their courses on GitHub and distribute those coding assignments so each student gets a repository of their own. When I started talking to teachers, they were like, man, setting up all these repositories for each assignment, then I gotta do it again, 10 times over the semester. So under the hood, GitHub Classroom uses the GitHub API's importer to import a new repository and then accept the assignment on the student's behalf. And one of the off-label uses of GitHub Classroom is distributing coding assignments for hiring managers. So if you're a hiring manager and you have a coding exam, feel free to use GitHub Classroom. It is free. And
I see you got one more minute.
great. I will say, if any of this sounds appetizing to a school you know, we do have a program to bundle all of this stuff together, and it's called GitHub Campus Program. And this is for admins who worry about different instances of software. They're worried about single sign-on stuff. They're worried about identity management. This is everything GitHub Education offers, plus GitHub Enterprise. And Enterprise allows you to have stuff on-prem, so schools and admins are really concerned about privacy, and this is an attractive option for them. It's all for free. In closing, I will say that for any educational event, we ship swag anywhere. So if you have some sort of event that is student-facing, let us know, education.github.com/contact. We ship it to Nigeria. We ship it to Cameroon. Like, we will get your stickers there. All right, and that is it. Thank you so much for listening.
We've got about 5 minutes if anyone wants to ask questions.
I'm wondering if there's a program that has been established that links some of this with people in the field who can become mentors, because real aspects of Git are usually people have been using it for a very long time and use it every day. So is there any program that's been established between hooking up developers that are in the system with teachers, students, or anything else?
Well, there are two networks that I can think of. First is through coding clubs, and First Robotics, who's a partner of ours, has a lot of those folks who are just like, I want to help folks learn tech skills. I want to work in high schools. We also do the other side of my team. I'm on developer marketing, and that splits into developer education and developer relations. So the reason why we're together is because there's a lot of overlap. Because once someone learns how to code, then like years 0 to 4, then we sort of ease them on over to the developer relations side. And there's a similar program like this, but for folks who are already established.
Are your programs tied for teachers and students just for like coding, or have you seen like GitHub used for like other types of classes?
Yeah, so for the GitHub Campus program, we're seeing some interest from English, like there are departments where gaming is really big, right? As a marketer, it is easiest for me to market to a segment of consistent touch points, and that is higher ed, computer science in higher ed. Though we do have some stuff that reaches down into the high school, secondary school level.
Is that it? All right. Give another hand to Vanessa.
Take